champions? Welcome to a new video. So in this video I want to show you two exercises for straight arm retraction strength. So something that will benefit us for that front lever. So front lever can be a pain in the ass element, you know, because I've seen a lot of people, I train a lot of people, and I see that some of them are naturally gifted for that retraction, so they naturally feel comfortable in that retracted position. You look at their pull-up, you see that they're pulling mostly on their back, even when pulling normal chin-ups or normal pull-ups. So for those, front lever naturally will be very easy. For people who are gifted in protraction a little bit more, so people who have been training a lot of planches, a lot of pseudo planche push-ups, so spending most of their time in here, I'm one of them definitely. So for me, retraction doesn't feel like the most comfortable, the most natural position to be in. So I need to strengthen my retraction in order to get that front lever. So I've spoken a lot about weak links in the kinetic chains, and with the front lever, you have the core, which is rarely a problem. If it is, then for the love of God, start training your core properly, because your back is way stronger if you're already on that full front lever position. But your core is giving up. It's just embarrassing. So please work on your core strength if that's the problem. So if you see yourself holding a full front lever and then going more and more anterior in the hips, it creates pressure on the lower back, doesn't feel very nice, and also looks like shit. So make sure to address your core if that's the problem. So core could be one thing, but it's usually that. So another thing could be the tricep, because it's very difficult to maintain completely locked out straight arms in the front lever. So if you have troubles with fully extending the arm, if it's always kind of here, it's very difficult to kind of lock out that tricep, then working on your tricep strength is also a good idea. But mainly what works in the front lever 90% is the back. So you need the lats and you need retraction strength. So retraction, making sure that the position is good, position of the scapula is correct. So retracted and depressed scapula position, and then basically the back working on keeping that body horizontal. So if you find yourself, you have good retraction, like the shoulders stay here in a good position, and then simply it's too difficult to maintain your body horizontal, then you just need to work on your dynamic movements. So front lever pulls all the way up. You have 1,000 different exercises that you can perform. Weighted pull-ups as well would be a good idea. But the problem usually lies in that scapula connection. So the troubles that most of the people have, I would say, is they start the hold here, and then this starts to happen. So the shoulders get pulled forward, the gravity is just too strong, you cannot keep your chest nice and tall. So it means basically you need to work on your retraction strength if you want to get that perfect or very nice front lever. So retraction is definitely very tricky to address. And in the past, you've seen me go for the perfect pull-ups, beautiful exercise, phenomenal. Works a lot of your rhomboid and the middle trap, so retraction is definitely addressed, but it's a different game, bent arm strength and straight arm strength. So here with me is Uroš, and he's going to demonstrate, he's coming just in a minute or two, but he's going to demonstrate two exercises that I mainly use for retraction and that he mainly used for retraction strength. So that's why he has that perfect front lever. Right now he's 85 kgs, 95 kgs, Jesus Christ. And he's 190 centimeters. He's just a huge guy and still has that perfect front lever. So the main thing you should do is not compromise the form when you're actually training. So when you see yourself, okay, my shoulders are getting pulled forward, stop the hold. This is no longer an acceptable hold if you want a nice, solid front lever. So make sure that you, first of all, take care of your scapula position during the exercises you're currently doing for the front lever. So if you're doing the front lever pulls, maybe you're doing front lever pull-ups, maybe you're lowering down to a hold, maybe you're doing statics, whatever you're doing, make sure that you're happy with your scapula position. If you're not, then go with an easier progression, as simple as that. But there are two exercises that I use mainly for that retraction strength, and those are the two exercises that I want to share with you, and Uroš is going to do a phenomenal job of demonstrating them. So the first one you already know, arching active hang, simply not replaceable, but only using arching active hang is often not enough, because usually you just get that bottom range of motion. So the second exercise that I like to use is the Swan pulls. So, or I should say tuck Swan pulls. So the Swan pull would be actually lifting the arching active hang, so retracting, depressing the scapula and lifting the hips in an arch position, so without using your core strength all the way up. Very difficult. Uroš can do it on a good day. He's simply exceptionally strong in that. But if you can do that, You don't have to train your retraction anymore. You can just focus on the front lever, on dynamic efforts, and also on bent arm, improving your bent arm pulling strength. So that's about it. Right now, I will guide you through those two exercises, and Uroš will do a phenomenal job of demonstrating how this is done correctly. So these are the main two exercises you should use to improve your retraction strength. Do it about 2 times per week or as often as you're doing your front lever, and be patient and you'll see amazing results. Let's begin. Boom. Alright, so the first exercise is arching active hang. Beautiful stuff. We simply start by hanging on a bar, arms completely straight, and then we engage anterior pelvic tilt, so to not work our core but to isolate the back. But in order for us to do that safely, we need to really squeeze the glutes to take the pressure out of the lower back. So really squeeze the glutes, anterior pelvic tilt, so only our back working. Then we engage depression, and then we retract as much as we possibly can. So here, just by the looks of arching active hang, I can tell right away whether somebody has good retraction or shit retraction. So if you can get the hips up to the shoulder level, you have phenomenal retraction strength. So here with me to demonstrate this one is Uroš, boom, standing animal, and he's going to show us a proper arching active hang. So he's not going to go full on beast mode, but just a human arching active hang, so you can see. So starting from a hang, going anterior here, knees a little bit wider, squeezing the glutes, and then engaging depression first, and then retraction. Let's see, boom. And hold for time, or go for rep. So let's go another rep. So depression, retraction, pull up, lower back down. Boom. Phenomenal. Thank you, Uroš. Boom. So that would be the arching active hang. So pretty simple. So make sure you have those glutes engaged. Really try to be anterior. So not working your core, but working your back. And keeping the arms straight. Very important detail. So if the arm is like this, you're going to have your bicep working. You want completely locked out arm and tricep contracted. So elbow pits facing each other. Very important detail. So right now, Uroš, if you can show kind of the biggest mistake, I wouldn't say it's the biggest, but it's definitely a mistake you see very often. So not being anterior, but actually working your core as well. So with basically bringing the knees up. So in that case, you're not very efficient and it's very tricky. So you see, that's basically lifting up to the front lever and lowering back down. And right now, can you show us the proper version? So fully anterior, not working your core, arching as much as you can, keeping the arms straight. So really bringing the knees behind you, yes. Depression, yes. Arch, yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Arms completely straight, phenomenal. Thank you. Move. So this is the arching active hang, beautiful exercise. I would suggest, in the past I always did it for time and attention, so I always just went for the hold, but it actually is so beneficial to do reps. So engaging depression, retracting as much as you can, keeping the arms straight, and doing this for reps. So that would be the arching active hang. Boom. And the second exercise is the tuck swan pulls. So this is just phenomenal exercise that I basically developed in Croatia with the help of Ivan Kajtaš, and I asked him like, what are you doing for retraction strength? And he told me I do excessive retraction front lever. I was like, what is that? And then he showed me like he basically goes anterior pelvic tilt, so isolating the back in a tuck position basically, and full on retracting as much as he possibly can. And I was like, whoa, this looks pretty good. And I tried doing it for negatives and also for reps, and it's a wonderful exercise. So here, the tricky part about arching active hang is you get this starting range of motion up to here. But when you're performing a front lever pull, for example, all the way up, for me, that beginning part up to the front lever always seemed very easy. I've been doing a lot of half front lever pulls, Hannibal for King style, and did so much weighted pull-ups, so that beginning part is actually quite easy. But then on the top of the front lever pull, I tend to lose my retraction usually. So that's why I was okay, it would be nice to also practice this movement from the top. And the swan negative or the swan pull, basically arching active hang all the way up to inverted hang, is definitely very difficult. So I cannot yet do that one, so I was like, okay, let's try doing it in a tuck position. So this may seem just like basically inverted hang, front lever, back up, but with full retraction, like really retracting as much as you possibly can, and also anterior pelvic tilt to really focus on isolating the back. There's going to be a little bit of pressure in the lower back, so this one is definitely can feel a bit tricky, but for me, I even have a herniated disc and I feel perfectly fine doing this one because your legs are in a tuck, so it's not It's not that much pressure on the lower back. But for some of you, you may be an older gentleman. So if you're in your 50s, for example, and this doesn't feel comfortable, then don't go with this exercise. It's very difficult to contract your glutes when you're in a tuck position. But for all of you youngsters watching this and very excited about the front lever, definitely a progression to try. So here is Urosh. Boom. So let's see how this looks like. So basically going into inverted hang in a tuck position and then engaging anterior pelvic tilt while having your knees in a tuck. Beautiful. Thank you. And then lower all the way down up to the front lever position, full retraction, and then back up. You can even have the knees a little bit closer. Let's go like this. Try going anterior. Yes, yes, yes. Lower down up to here and then back up. Boom. So this is how we isolate the back and work on the retraction strength in that top part of the movement. So that top part of the front lever pull. So here the obvious mistake will be losing that retraction, which I think is going to be very difficult for Urosh to demonstrate because he always has perfect retraction. So let's see if he can make it happen. So let's go. What will be a mistake here would be to go like fully posterior and also let the shoulders roll forward. So let's see how that looks like. So let's go one. Yeah, with a shit position. Yeah, exactly. Lower down from here. So you see that nice hollow position, which is good for the planche, shit for the front lever. Go back up. And I'll try to retract as much as you can. Keep the heels close to your butt. Yes, like this. Lower down. You see that nice arch here. Look at this. Beautiful. And pull back up. Yes. So he's doing it in kind of an advanced tuck, but you can also bring the knees closer to make this exercise more manageable. And then simply either go for negatives or go for reps. Boom. Boom. That's about it. So those would be the two exercises that I mainly use for retraction these days related to the front lever. Besides those two, one that's definitely worth mentioning is the perfect pull-up. So pulling all the way up with fully retracted and depressed scapula position. So just an overall phenomenal movement pattern to improve your pulling strength, bent arm and straight arm as well. But for the front lever directly, tuck, swan pulls and arching active hang, definitely the most valuable exercise that you can do for a front lever. And I would simply choose, let's say on Monday you have a front lever training, you're doing, let's say 5 sets of the front lever, and then as an accessory exercise, I would use, let's say, arching active hang on Monday for about 3 to 5 sets, 3 to 5 reps. Or you can even go for a rep and then go for an isometric contraction. But I actually encourage you to go for reps. So 3 to 5 reps, about 3 to 5 sets. Not too complicated, and do this about twice a week. So I'll choose, let's say on Monday you have the front lever, you go for arching active hang, and then on Thursday, for example, you have another front lever session, and on that session you go for tuck, swan pulls. So I'd usually use the accessory exercise as the second exercise of the training, but if your retraction really sucks, like I was at the point when I was like, man, this front lever just doesn't look the way I want it to look. Like I want it to look much, much better than this. And then I realized if I first do 5 sets for front lever, or 6 or 7 or 10 sets, and then I go for retraction exercise, I realize my retraction is already exhausted, like it's already shit, because that's the weak link during the front lever, during my front lever at least. And then I realized, okay, let's put the retraction exercise as the first exercise. So when I was full on fresh, I would do about 3 sets for retraction, and then I would proceed with some front lever work. And I also had amazing results with that. So about twice a week for 3 to 5 sets, 3 to 5 reps, and a longer pause, obviously, if you're working for strength, 5 minutes, preferably 5 minutes or even more. And yeah, that's about it. So make sure to apply these 2 exercises. Let me know how it works out. Be patient, be consistent, and after a month or 2 months, if you have amazing progress, please write to me, write me your feedback. What do you think about these exercises and how that worked for you specifically? So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure to also follow me on Instagram, and make sure to also click the link in the description if you want to educate yourself further about strength training and mobility work, and about how it is to achieve the advanced elements, and also to be able to teach other people, maybe your friends or your students, how to achieve those glorious elements, because it is a complex thing, and you can speed up your progress so much faster if you know exactly what you need to work on. So also, if you click the link, you will see the videos, weak links in the kinetic chains, where I in details explain how it's like, what this actually is, and how to address specifically, and how to find that weak link, and how to choose the right exercises to target that to really speed up your progress. So yeah, make sure to click that link, and you also get on my emails list, and you receive quality information regarding strength training, mobility work, and overall improving your performance. So click that link, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for your time. Boom.